阿弥陀佛，大家 Good evening, everyone. 我叫恒实。今天晚上我们会继续研究大梵广佛华严经十迴向品。欢迎各位来参加。Good evening, everybody. My name is Heng Sure, and we're about to begin our lecture on the Ten Transferences chapter of the Avatamsaka Sutra. Welcome. Glad you have made it with us, and we're going to begin. Okay, we start recording. We're going to begin with the Dharma request by Kelly, who is going to help us request Dharma. First, we need to bow to the Buddhas 3 times, so I will ring the bell and invite you to join me. Kelly 快要请法，我们请法之前要先鸣引磬3下，大家可以在自己的座位上也可以礼佛。好，大王勋来。好，那我先 share my screen. Okay. Now, Kelly, if you're going to request Dharma, please do it now. 阿弥陀佛。
恭请大德圣听，为此法会及一切众生，请转妙法轮，教导我们如何了生脱死，离苦得乐，速证无生。Will the Sangha with great virtue, out of compassion, for the sake of this assembly and all living beings, please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach us how to leave suffering and attain bliss and unpleasant dies, and quickly realize non-birth.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one.
Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one.
Namo sadanto suchedoye alahadi samyao sanpatoshe.
Namo sadanto suchedoye alahadi samyao sanputoshe.
无上甚深微妙法，百千万劫难遭遇。我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。Supreme and wondrous Dharma, subtle and profound, rarely is encountered even in billions of eons. But now we see and hear it and accept it reverently. May we truly understand the Buddha's actual meaning. Kelly, thank you for the Dharma request. 阿弥陀佛。各位欢迎我们万佛上场星期天晚上佛学讲座。we are now part of the City of 10,000 Buddhas Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. in California, lecture series on the Avatamsaka Sutra. 我们是万佛上场星期天晚上7点半的时间，在讲解华严经。All right, here in Australia, it is 12:30 in the afternoon on Monday. Let us now request the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas to draw near with an invocation. 我们现在恭请华严海会佛菩萨护法神圣求莅临道场，祝福各位哈。Namo Tassa 萨，南无大方广华严海会菩萨，南无大方广华严经华严海会菩萨，南无大方广华严海会菩萨，南无大方广华Homage to the Buddha's Flower Garland Sutra, of great expanded teachings in the ocean-wide Flower Garland Assembly of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Let's acknowledge the country and say that, where are we? We're in the city of 10,000 Buddhas, to say the Pomo people practice their spiritual connections to the earth and to all creation here on their ancestral land for tens of thousands of years, and today we acknowledge them as traditional custodians and the original storytellers of these lands. We offer our respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging, and to all First Nations people whose sovereignty was never ceded. 就是说，Pomo人在他们祖先的土地上修炼着他们与土地和万物的精神联系已有数万年。今天我们承认他们是这些土地的传统监护人和原始的讲故事的人，我们就说万佛圣城那个 Mendocino County 那边，并且向他们过去、现在和新兴的长老们表示敬意，以及杜撰从未破割让的所有第一民族人们表示敬意。对的，好的，那还有。The bell song wide resounds throughout 100 million worlds. The Buddha's law is heard and spread all throughout the triple world. The wondrous sound that everywhere fills the Dharma realm with peace. May those who hear it gain the strength to follow in faith the Buddha's path. 众生传3000劫内，佛法扬万亿国中。功勋起法界和平，利益报他诺厚德。Alrighty, here we go. 那再说欢迎各位 ，Glad you're here. Welcome everyone. There we go. And there is a Vietnamese translation happening today. So if you would like to listen to our sutra in Vietnamese, please go to the chat box and you'll find a link. 我们目前有越南话的翻译，我所讲的英语就有人翻译越南话。Chat box 里边都有一个 link， 你可以接听。All right, thank you for that. And also, if you would like to request Dharma, there is an opportunity for people to request Dharma. Send a message to, you can, now on our chat, you can find Jin Yongshi and co-host. Perhaps you can email him or chat to him. 今天我们都有朋友从哇佛有好几位let's see here 有台北有北京有 Australia 这里还有什么地方 Ukiah Danville California 香港马来西亚 Santa Clara, California, San Lorenzo, California, San Jose, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, 还有安徽淮南市Round Rock, Texas, Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, 北京包头内蒙古Inner Mongolia, 上海 Ukiah, 深圳 Where else? 还有辽宁 OK, good. City of 10,000 Buddhas, 万佛圣城 Alameda, CTTB, 深圳还有什么地方？就广东北京 Sacramento, Columbia City, Oregon. Welcome, Jan. Wow, long time no see. Berkeley, California, Union City, Seattle, Washington, CTDB, Joyous Giving Hall, City of 10,000 Buddhas, the Buddha Hall. All right. 就说大溪学院佛殿，欢迎欢迎，金祥是 Seattle, Professor Vu, welcome. 深圳，辽宁。New Zealand, wonderful. 新西兰，欢迎。Leonie, welcome. Linda, South San Francisco. San Rafael. Madalena is here. Good. San Francisco, Bay Area. Washington State. 新加坡，欢迎。Florida, 还有什么地方？越南。Dublin, Ohio. Good. Close to my hometown. Let's see here, South San Francisco. If you all will write where you are in the world, we can mention and make a bigger family. 你在什么地方？在那个名单上，那个名额上，你可以加你的所在的地方。Let's see here, Virginia, okay, Santa Barbara. 然后呢，中国各地，杭州，欢迎。还有广州，还有广东，还有吉林，还有黑龙江唐山，哇，北京，湖南 ，OK， 欢迎欢迎，黑龙江，深圳呢，还有苏州、安徽，新北市、台湾，就说陕西宝鸡，欢迎，湖南。吉林，还有什么地方？就说贵阳 ，OK， 贵阳、河北，长沙，呼和浩特，深圳呢，台北、哈尔滨，浙江、西雅图、上海，哇，我要念快，不然的话，在家的人。会超过我的速度，我会继续念。哎呀，大温哥华 ，OK， 加拿大温哥华，吉隆坡，山东，辽宁，哈尔滨，黑龙江，台北市，台湾，还有北加州，那不是中国。All right, that's fun. It's great to be able to join the whole world and so many friends in China. Appreciate everybody's energy in joining. 感恩各位来参加跟我们一起研究华严经，难得。OK, share my screen. 今天这个第六回上的经文真的感动人特别对齐今天。Today's passage of the Avatamsaka Sutra is extremely appropriate. It is right on the money, according to the time and the situation. I'll tell you why in a minute. 等一等，我会跟大家解释为什么说今天这段经文非常对齐，就到时候。OK， 来 ，We'll read the first paragraph. Here we go. 佛子菩萨摩诃萨庄严舍斋，记住字句，虽有祈求，一切施于。一切施语，行布施法，于家无着，远离一切居家绝观，厌恶家业，自生之具，不贪不畏，心无细着，治家易坏，心恒厌舍，都于其中无所爱要。但欲出家修菩萨行，依诸佛法而自庄严， 一切悉舍，心无终悔，常为诸佛之所赞叹。舍斋财物，随处所有，悉以会施，心无恋着，兼有祈求，心生喜庆。Disciples of the Buddha, Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas give away all their well-adorned houses and the necessities of life to whoever asks for them. They practice generosity and are free from attachments to their household, separating themselves from all sentiment and notions regarding their household. Growing tired of their properties and the necessities of life, they detach from crade and grieving, no longer clinging to such things. Knowing that their household is subject to deterioration, they never tire of renouncing it, taking no delight in it whatsoever. They only wish to leave the home life and cultivate bodhisattva practices, adorning themselves with the Buddha Dharma. They renounce everything without regret and are constantly praised by all Buddhas. They give away all their houses and valuables, wherever they may be, without clinging to any of them. Seeing those who come to ask for these things, their mind rejoices. Now, you understand how the Ten Transferences chapter works. This is another example. We're starting a new episode, a new play, a new vignette of how this practice works. Our bodhisattva is being generous. He's practicing generosity. He's giving away something that most of us cannot endure letting go of, which is all security in life, all physical comforts, all opportunities for pleasure and the relationships of the close personal family. The bodhisattva is able to give these away. That's the first act, the first action inside this little play that happens over and over and over in the Ten Transferences chapter. 你们各位对于这个十回商品熟的人，就知道我们又开始一个短短的一个戏剧，就说菩萨呢，我们这个菩萨的榜样，他呢就先行布施，他就慈善家，乐善就是喜欢布施的一个人。那么这次呢，他就说难舍能舍，难行能行，他是这样子。什么叫难舍？那么就是所有人生这种安全，所有人生的舒服所有人生的亲切习惯就说恩爱，这个我们一般人舍不得，就是每天看到熟悉的面孔，每天下床就喝一杯咖啡喝一杯所喜欢的这个饮料吃这个习惯的早餐就有屋顶，有墙壁，有门可锁，安全安静，这些呢不要了，不必了，没有什么不好，他就说不必，我愿你舍得。为什么呢？这个是这个人他的价值观呢，他这个人生观是不是很古怪的？也可以说很古怪，很特殊的。那他换了另外一套所需要的这个轻重他这个 priorities 在哪里等一等，我们解释。Now, somebody who can do this, somebody who can give away the things that everybody in the world, animals, 就说 insects and birds, require security, require the necessities of life, or else their lives are at risk, right? And they're afraid. Well, this person, our example bodhisattva in the sutra, is different. He's different. His priorities are different. He's got a different take on life. Different things are important to him. Now, what's it like? Look, this bodhisattva gives away his houses, the necessities of life. Whoever wants them can practice generosity, free from attachment to the household, separating from sentiments and notions regarding the household. Things that are passed down from generations, favorite rugs, favorite furniture, favorite silverware and china, favorite glasses, favorite paintings, all the things that make a house a home. This bodhisattva goes, yeah, that's all good. It's not bad, nothing wrong with it. And people who want those things are normal, but I have another set of values. Tired of these properties and necessities, they leave greed and craving behind. They don't cling to those things. Knowing that their household is going to fall apart, they take a long view. They know that all of these things are temporary, and to cling to them guarantees suffering when they go. So they let them go. They don't find joy in clinging to anything material or relational. They only want to, and here's where we get the gist. This is someone who's going to leave home. They want to leave the home life, cultivate bodhisattva practices, and make their bodies and minds shine with the light of the Dharma. Therefore, they can let everything go, and the Buddha says, welcome to my family. They give away houses and valuables. Wherever they can, they don't cling. Seeing if someone wants them, they're very happy to give them away. 你看这个人他呢出来做一个典范，做一个榜样。他就说就所有的最那个他自己最大的执着，那么就看这个房子可能是爷爷可能是婆婆遗产，他们好几代传下去，一代传一代，这些东西呢是图画挂到墙壁上，是地毯就铺到地上，是用的家具，用的古董或者宝贝的高科技的东西呢，一般人呢舍不得。这位菩萨不一定执着，不需要了。不是说这些东西有什么不好，就说所有有为的东西呢，他不重视，价值不在哪里。他知道这些东西自生之具呢，价钱多高是宝贝他说到时候一定会走一切有为法就慢慢的就会败坏，就像什么像梦幻泡影入露亦如电，他就做如是观。所以呢他用长远的眼光，他说再宝贵的东西呢，到时候一样要走，我带不去带不走，所以呢能提前不执着了，那求解脱他不是说他不是什么收集的态度，他很积极的。为什么呢？他就说但欲出家那句原来如此，这个人呢他可以出家，修菩萨行，依诸佛法二字庄严，就用智慧用慈悲在他身上心里身心性命都用佛法做自己的庄严放大光明一切习舍心无终悔。你看这个不一样，所以我说这个人也是古怪的不是个个都愿意这样子这样子，常为诸佛之所赞叹，舍斋财物随处所有。如果有人有来祈求，他说当然我就供养给你，我自己不需要一样了。他人不是很消极就说苦一个人，这个就是他不是这种的苦命不是。他说我认为全世界所有的财产都属于我我并不需要抓到手上舍不得，我不是给你 你看这种的逍遥自在。Now, it's important to make the point that this person is not in his this person's ability to there we go. Okay, excellent. This person's ability to let go of material possessions comes not from misanthropy. He's not a misanthrope. He's not someone who hates the world and is negative and kind of a total pessimist and just kind of always moping around and hating things. Not at all. This person says, I look at everything in the world as belonging to me. Therefore, you want it, I give it to you. I'm happy. I couldn't be richer. There's nothing, you couldn't give me anything that would make me happier. I'm fine. All these things I feel are just my gift to the world. How wonderful, how liberated is that? Okay, now we're going to, there's more to say here. Let's continue with the Bodhisattva's vows, all right? 我们继续讲这位菩萨的所发的愿哈，来，他的回向愿。OK， 那我们还要想一句，那个这个十回向品哈，先从这种的布施，这种的修行，然后呢，跟着他又做第二种布施。第二种布施呢，就是这种用心做法布施，他就回向。Okay, so now we move to the second part of the little playlet, the little vignette, which is the Bodhisattva does the second kind of giving. It's called the giving of Dharma with his mind. He or she makes a vow and says, the merit that comes from letting go of my family and leaving home, I want to give away again to all living beings with a thought, with a vow. So that's what happens next. Okay, 那我们就开始哈。菩萨尔时依此善根如是回向，所谓愿一切众生舍离其子，成就出家第一之乐；愿一切众生解脱家福，入于非家诸佛法中修行梵行；愿一切众生舍离牵垢，要一切事心无退转；愿一切众生永离家法，少欲知足。无所障忌，愿一切众生处世俗家，住如来家；愿一切众生得无碍法，灭除一切障碍之道；愿一切众生离家属爱，随现居家，心无所着；愿一切众生善能化佑，不离家法，说佛智慧。愿一切众生身现在家，心常随顺佛智而住；愿一切众生在居家地住于佛地，普令无量无边众生发欢喜心。是为菩萨摩诃萨布施舍家时，善根回向，为令众生成就菩萨种种恒愿，神通智故。All right, listen to the vows that the Bodhisattva makes with his heart as he or she gives away with joy things that most people wouldn't imagine being able to give away, and understand the reason why. These vows are so beautiful in showing us another level of relationship to the body, to the mind, and to the world around us. Bodhisattvas then make the following dedications with their good roots. May all beings renounce their wives and children, husbands and children, and realize the supreme joy of leaving the home life. May all beings be liberated from the bondage of the household, entering a transcendent household, cultivating pure conduct in line with the Buddha Dharma. May all living beings renounce stinginess and delight in giving away everything without retreating. May all living beings forever leave the household life behind, be content, and not hoard or amass anything. May all living beings leave their worldly household behind, abiding instead in the household of the Tathagatas. May all living beings realize unhindered practices, dispelling all obstructions. May all living beings detach themselves from family love, and although remaining in the household life, free their mind of attachments. Oh. May all living beings teach skillfully, expounding the Buddha's wisdom while remaining in the household life. May all living beings, although remaining in the household life, always follow the Buddha's wisdom in their minds. May all living beings, although remaining in the household life, abide on the Buddha's ground, inspiring countless, limitless living beings to bring forth a joyful heart. This is the dedication of good roots on the part of bodhisattvas, mahasattvas, when practicing the giving of their houses. They do this in order to lead living beings to perfect all the bodhisattva's practices, vows, spiritual skills, and wisdom. Okay, now the beauty of this is halfway along, the vows describe somebody who has remained as a householder, and yet their minds are free. And it ends in limitless joy of cultivation. So this is not purely an advertisement for leaving home. The first half is. Second half says maybe you're there in the household by vows because you're more effective there. Maybe your audience of living beings to teach can be taught because you stay a householder. So it's very beautiful. Okay, here we go. May all beings renounce their wives, husbands, and children and realize the supreme joy of leaving home. Yeah, supreme joy. Notice that part. May all beings get free from the ties of the house, entering a wider, transcendent house, the Tathagata's family, and cultivate pure conduct. May all beings renounce stinginess and delight in giving everything away without retreating. How wonderful, that freedom. May all beings leave the household life, be content and not hoard or amass anything. Yeah, be content, 少欲知足, content with few desires. May all beings leave the worldly household behind and stay in the household of the Tathagata. May all beings realize unhindered practices, dispelling all obstructions. And this one, look, may all beings detach themselves from family love and while in the household, free their mind of attachments. Okay, here's the turn. This is where it becomes a way to let go of every attachment, but physically staying amid relationships with a mind free from attachments. Then expound the Buddha's wisdom, teach skillfully as a layperson. Remain in the household life, follow the Buddha's wisdom in your mind. Remain in the household life, stay on the Buddha's ground, inspiring countless living beings to bring forth a joyful heart. Okay, and the reason why they do this is to lead living beings to perfect Buddhist practices, vows, skills, and wisdom. 菩萨的10种愿，回向的愿分2半，一半呢是鼓励、恭喜一个会出家的人，下半部呢是要恭喜还是在家里的修行的菩萨，心里不执着任何外在的东西了，就做居士弘扬佛法。你看，他就说，愿以此善根如是回向，所谓愿一切众生，舍离妻子，舍离丈夫。孩子不一定是男众舍去他的太太，太太舍去他的先生，还有孩子，成就出家第一之乐，就说能出家这种快乐是无比，甚至于中国的皇帝都愿意就盼望能出家，他就说能出家才快乐。做皇帝、做天子不快乐，你看他的价值观所在。愿一切众生，就说解脱家福，在家里多么不自在就说有人就说像一个笼子一样了，关到里边了，你是说离婚快乐吗？也不一定，因为知道这个人与人的关系了，人与人之间呢，这种的亲戚呀，就舍不得 很难在心里不得解脱了不过这个菩萨呢，入于就说入于非家诸佛法中修行梵行，这种的人天实表愿一切众生舍离坚固要一切施心无退转，能不使一切就心不退转，不容易做到，他能做到为什么呢？刚刚说了，能不执着一切都属于我愿一切众生永离家法，少欲知足，无所障忌。这样子呢，没有灾难少欲知足呢，就有100万块钱也不愉快，有1分钱也不消极，也不高，不是不忧愁。你看少欲知足多么自在，无所障忌。愿一切众生出世俗家住于如来家就属于佛的家庭然后呢，在这里就变成鼓励在家人心里无执着。你说愿一切众生得无碍法，灭除一切障碍之道，愿一切众生离家属爱，随现居家，心无所骄就第二呢，善能化忧，不离家法，说法智慧，是一个在家居士讲经说法。有的人呢，他们对于出家众就说有偏见，不相信或者害怕，那么他们喜欢佛法，可是呢，出家人呢，对他呢没有这个他看到僧人不很快乐，可是呢，居士讲法他很欢喜，他能接受甚至于美国现在有许多人呢，根本没有见过出家人，他们说佛法在西方是居士的现象。There's a point I want to make I missed here, that it says, may the Bodhisattva appear as a layperson and skillfully speak Dharma. There are people who do not trust monastics. They don't trust religious authority figures. They don't like priests. They don't like ministers. They don't like monks. They want to hear the Dharma, however. They want to hear it from a layperson, even to the point where there are people in America now who say, oh, Buddhism in the West will be a lay phenomenon. Well, maybe they haven't met the Dharma. Maybe they haven't met the Sangha, that is. We'll see, but that is definitely something going on. 愿一切众生身现在家，心常随顺，佛智而入那么他们也有这种愿力，愿一切众生在居家地住于佛地，普令无量无边众生发欢喜心。所以华严经你看就圆圆的，不是偏于一边，不是说出家唯一一个方法能转法轮，在家也可以转法轮，看你的愿力，看你回向的愿。是为菩萨摩诃萨布施摄斋时善根回向，为令众生成就菩萨种种恒愿神通之故。这是他的原意就是他为什么这样修第六回向。This is why the Bodhisattva, how the Bodhisattva cultivates the sixth transference, Dharma. Now, why did I say, by the way, notice this is a rainy day here at the Gold Coast Dharma Realm. You see my desktop here. Indeed, yesterday when I was lecturing, explaining the sutra, wow, the rain came down so hard, just like this. All right, why did I say that this is a particularly timely, particularly appropriate section of the sutra? It's because on the 29th of March in California, that'll be the 30th here, there are 14 women and 1 man going to begin 108 days of training leading up to the complete precepts of the bhikshus and bhikshunis and bodhisattvas. So in this coming week, there are 15 men and women who at the City of 10,000 Buddhas and at the City of the Dharma Realm will be pursuing training, learning how to conduct themselves with proper wei, with the proper deportment on the path to leaving home. The ordination at City of 10,000 Buddhas this year will happen in mid-July. So that's really good news. And Dharma Master Sure and I will be delivering a talk on the commencement of their leaving home. And Dharma Master Heng Lai is going to be there in person to encourage the candidates. I'm going to refer to this passage in the Avatamsaka with the various thoughts of how the Bodhisattva cultivates this perspective and how difficult it is. Now, let me translate that much. 我为什么说这段经文非常对机呢？因为这个月就说下个礼拜有14位沙弥尼，有1位沙弥就开始他们108天的训练，就到7月份就可以登坛受3坛具足大戒，沙弥戒、比丘戒、菩萨戒，就是今年7月份在万佛圣城有3坛具足大戒，这个是诸佛欢喜菩萨开眼一个大法会。这个3坛戒呢，这个具足大戒呢是本来是每3年一次，可是这次因为 COVID 疫情的关系，所以呢没有机会了。那么这个是一个为世界为法界一个大光明一件事情。到了29日，在3月29，我们 Australia 是30日，就有这个开始108天训练的期间，恒来法师也下来亲自给他们鼓励，恒实法师还有我本身呢都会在网上就给他们鼓励。我打算把今天晚上这一段第6回向的经文跟他们分享。所以这个事情呢，就是让大家知道的。这个月呢很吉祥，有108天的训练这个学期来开始。So this is quite an auspicious thing for the world, for the Dharma realm, to have 15 men and women leave home and cultivate, and then practice, train to be qualified to take the complete precepts, the 1,000 Buddhas at City of 10,000 Buddhas, and become Shifu's disciples, his left home disciples. So that's coming up, and I wanted to share that with everybody. 好了，那就来快要开始跟大家让你们知道这种吉祥的事哈。Okay, let's see here. 我就说，你看你们各位看到这个非常庄严的一个道场，这是佛堂，在澳大利亚，在这里济南法界。这个昨天在讲入法界品的时候，哇，下大雨，就像这样的倾盆大雨，在那儿哇，那个声音大了，很清凉，很清凉。Okay, now take a look. What have we got? Not that. We've got this. Here we are. 玄奘大师传来，法师年满20，即以武德5年，以常住守具足戒。对了，也很对机坐下雪律5篇7句之中，1篇4的，1部经论眼中即穷，更思入经询问书之。跳舞有爱，又为兄所留不能随意，即乃 4欲 ，Where are we here？ 4欲商人节律翻航三峡，沿洪而退而遁，到荆州天王寺。Okay, so stop right there. 大家看到了，玄奘大师也是受具足戒，然后他觉得哪里程度呢，就没办法进步，在他学佛，所以他愿意跟他的哥哥就到别的地方去，回去这个不安定的地方。他的哥哥呢，法师不赞成，不认为应该这样做。那个玄奘大师自己去，他看怎么好像随他的愿力他不怕有什么问题呢，他就自己先去然后呢他到了一个荆州那个地方天皇寺，比之道素乘风思酒，即属来仪，贤庆辅说法师为讲社论毗昙自夏至冬，从夏天到冬天至冬，各得3遍。他就把这2个论讲了3次。随汉阳王以圣德义亲坐镇于彼，闻法师至神欢，躬身礼谒。发愿之日，王衰群僚及道俗一义之事，先即荣观。于是称节晕发，官病风起。法师筹对解释，米不词穷易服，其中有深悟者，米不自胜。王亦称叹无极，趁师如山，一无所取。OK， 那怎么说呢？就说到了那个地方叫汉阳，有一个国王在那里，一个小地方的王以圣德义亲，他呢坐镇于彼，他就是在那里管理他就听到玄奘大师20岁的年轻人刚刚受具足戒，他很开心，他是信佛的一个国王躬身礼谒，他自己请玄奘大师来，然后呢发体之日王衰那个有机会亲自来就请法于玄奘大师，然后他就带领一个访问团，有道家的老道的，还有俗的这些人还有老百姓，就说他们都来了先来仪观，他们请很多问题了就发问，然后玄奘大师他就答复他们，就解释他们所不能了解的佛法的地方，米不词穷易服。所有的人都觉得他答复他们的问题太好了，很恰当，有的就开悟了，有深悟了，米不词胜，都说哇，这个法师呢很有德，有为可为，有德可敬王亦赞叹，然后呢供养很多东西了，他什么都不拿，他不要了你看玄奘大师这种的，他是不是很舍不得？不是，哇，他呢就难舍能舍，难忍能忍，难让能让，就少欲知足。Okay, here we go. Check it out. Dun, dun, dun. Take a look here. So, Master Xuanzang wanted to leave because he wanted to study Dharma, and there wasn't much choice there in Sichuan. So he wanted to leave, and his brother said, "No, don't go. It's too dangerous there. It's uncertain." So what did Master Xuanzang do? He left. He found some friends who were merchants, and he went down the Yangtze River. He went through the Three Gorges to Tianhuang Monastery in Qingzhou, wherever that is. And the monks and laity heard about this 20-year-old brand new bhikshu, special guy, and they requested him to please speak Dharma for them. So the young monk got there. And he preached the Mahayana Samgraha and the Abhidharma Samuccaya for them 3 times, covered these shastras. And there was a prince of Hanyang, a man who had virtue, and he was related to the royal family, and he was in charge there. He was probably the boss or the magistrate. He was pleased to hear that the young monk had come, and he was a Buddhist, and he went to bow to him in person. And on the first day of the preaching, the prince and officials with an assembly of monks and laymen, and said Taoists as well, came together, and they asked him all their questions about the teachings of the Dharma that they couldn't answer themselves, and asked them very respectfully to Master Xuan Zhuang. He responded. He expounded the teachings to their satisfaction. Those people were excited beyond words. They had a deeper understanding of what he taught. And the prince praised him in the highest terms. They heaped offerings on him, money and gifts. He didn't take any of it. Look at that. That's our boy. Master Xuan Zhuang was truly, truly a wonderful monk. Okay. So let's see here. After having preached at Qingzhou, the master went north to look for more teachers, Canfang. He stopped at Xiangzhou. He visited Master Hui Xiu and asked about questions he didn't understand. Then he went to Chaozhou and he mastered Master Dao Shen. He studied the Satya Siddhi Shastra. From Chaozhou, he went to Chang'an. Now he's back in the capital. He stayed at Great Enlightenment Monastery. He studied the Abhidharma Kosha under the Reverend teacher Dao Yo. He got the essential meanings of those treatises by hearing them one time, and he memorized what he's read. So even old scholars of deep learning could not keep up with him. He studied with such profundity that he could comprehend the inner significance of the scriptures that the others couldn't get. And there was more than one point on which he had his own particular view. All right. So look at that. 玄奘大师他真的与众不同. Okay. Tao is not a Taoist. Okay. Thanks, Lingfeng. Okay. Chujia. Okay. Good. So that's the other translator didn't say Taoists. Yeah. Dao Su. Okay. 好的. Thanks for that. 他说那个叫道术也不是说道教. All right, thanks for the correction. Okay, let us recite the 7 Tathagatas' names. So we have just a minute, because when I'm done, Norbel Casas is going to continue to speak for everyone. We're going to recite the names of the 7 Tathagatas. 我们就念七如来圣号. Last chance, Tai Lai. Here we are. All right. So the time has come.
So you have 5 more minutes.
5 more minutes. All right, good.
Norbel is not online yet.
Norbel's not here yet. Well, I shouldn't stop. Okay. So the important thing about the 10 transferences, okay, the important thing about the 10 transferences is that we can actually cultivate it ourselves. And that's always. I'm now on number 6 of the 10. And from the very beginning, years ago at City of 10,000 Buddhas, when I first started explaining it, I wanted people to move into the transferences that we do every day. You know, in the monastery, all day long, or whenever we come together to study Dharma, there's, at the end, we always say, okay, 愿以此功德, or we go, what else do we do? 所谓不施者必获其利. And then we go, 以此严禁功德回向护法龙天. All the different transferences we do. 诵咒功德殊胜行. All the different ways that we transfer merit. That's just the outer form. We actually are supposed to be, if we're going to move into the sutra, we're supposed to be using our minds and making a vow, making a wish, sending it out. And if we do that every time, as it says, even a single good root, even if we have one wholesome quality to share, then give that away. And the mind that we use to transfer with is, every time we transfer, it gets stronger and stronger. It gets more and more able to focus like a laser beam on the giving of the merit. And if you're willing to give it away, if you're really willing to do that sharing, then it goes far. That merit and virtue goes as far as you can send it, just like a cell phone tower, lighting up all the cell phones in all 10 directions. 所以我就已经很多年在讲解十回向品，已经讲到第6回向。这个我每一次，应该说每一次在讲这个十回向品，我就鼓励大家把这个后门、这个法门当自己的法门。你看菩萨在华严经上，他就愿一切众生，他就用心做布施，就每一个小戏剧都有10个回向的愿。那么我就鼓励大家，就把这个行为变成自己的行为。我们从早到晚，一天到晚，在道场里边或者在家里修行的时候，所有的法门，礼佛、供养、称赞、忏悔、随喜等等，所有的这个诵经持咒，所有的法门，有一点的功德都可以布施，都可以回向。重要就在做那个里边的供养里边的愿力，你可以的，你有资格做愿，发这个愿。无论我们怎么样回向，以此经功、诵经功德、持咒功德、殊胜行、礼忏功德、殊胜行，无论哪个法门有功德，都可以回向。那些歌曲呢，那个音乐就是外边仪式来陪着诵这个里边的功德。所以呢，我就希望各位就自己发愿，不要把那个功德这个善根落于空呢，就可以回向。OK， 好，我们就多多练习，慢慢的那个回向的心呢，它真的得力，它就变成像那个手机那个塔，就可以把这个 那个广播网就说东西南北四位上下都通，这样子就众生可度。Okay, Jin Heng Sure, how are we doing? Are we ready to introduce Norbel?
Yeah, I can introduce Norbel.
Okay, please do. Now, I will be back to transfer Merit in 我就半个小时后我就回来了，跟大家一起分享。
Okay, thank you. For this evening, we have Norbel Casas. Norbel Casas is a DRBO alumni. He teaches mathematics, virtue studies, and physical education. He takes Vetra Bodhisattva as his righteous, upright, and heroic role model as his teacher. And his student will be translating for him today.
Somewhere, can you translate? You need to unmute yourself. Norbel, why don't you mute yourself first? You can't echo, okay? Somewhere you need to unmute for the translation.
Okay. I am muted.
Yeah. Can you translate what was said to introduce Norbel?
Okay. That's it. What?
刚刚讲的你
somebody that doesn't have that first part that was said earlier, if that makes sense. And yeah, we just got on right now.
Okay, why don't you start then?
Okay. Okay. Okay, hello. My name is Norbel Casas. I teach several different subjects in the boys' school, 4th grade math and 6th grade, and PE for 5th and 6th grade.
大家好，我的名字是诺贝尔卡萨斯。我在南校教几个不同的科目，有4年级的数学、5、6年级的道德课，以及5、6年级的体育课。
Do I keep going or is there another translator? Hello? Okay, I'll just keep going. Okay. Though they all seem drastically different from one another in nature, these subjects help us be more well-rounded, yet the goal is not simply a grade, yet rather learning to become a lifelong learner to help us grow as individuals, because there's never not a moment where you can learn.
虽然他们在本质上似乎都有很大的不同，但这些科目帮助我们更全面的发展。学习不是简单的为了一个成绩，而是为了成为一个终身学习者，帮助我们作为一个人成长。在我们的生活中，从来没有个不能学习的时刻。
And this holds true especially once you're out of the classroom or once you graduate.
这一点尤其你会发现到。
I teach meditation within my virtue studies classroom. Allow me first to share some trials and triumphs in my teaching.
我在道德课上教导座，请先允许我分享一些我教学中的一些考验和胜利。
In the beginning of my class, we begin with some stretches for about 2 minutes. Then afterwards, we begin our meditation, which is about 8 minutes roughly.
我们上课前都会做2分钟的伸展运动，之后我们就开始打坐，大概8分钟。
The first trial that I encountered was the attitude towards meditation topics I chose initially. Students.
我遇到的第一个考验是学生对我选择的打坐主题的态度。对某些学生来说，这些主题对他们很无趣。
Even after sharing the benefits of meditation to them, it was a bit difficult.
即使我已经向他们分享了打坐的好处之后，也有点困难说服他们打坐。
Nonetheless, I almost forgot that they were children and that they have a completely different attitude towards meditation than myself.
我几乎已经忘记了他们是孩子，认为他们对打坐的态度与我自己相同。
Yet reflecting now that in any stage of life, if anything appears uninteresting to oneself, then it'll become like hard work. I'll repeat that last part I said again, a little bit more clearly. So yet reflecting that in any stage of life, if anything appears uninteresting to oneself, it'll become like hard work.
然而，经过一段反思后，我发现到在人生的任何阶段，如果有任何事情对自己来说显得无趣，那么它就会变得像艰苦的工作一样。
After some feedback, I transitioned to a new approach to meditation.
收到一些反馈后，我换了个教打坐的方式。
I simply told them to think and even feel gratitude for 3 things in their life that happened to them today, excluding food, drink, and something too general.
我教我的学生思考今天让他们感到感激生活中的3件事，不包括吃的、喝的和一些太笼统的东西。
I'm just gonna move over here. Okay. I'll continue. So let's see. Okay, though underrated, I believe that gratitude for even the small things that we have can help us feel more positive instead of focusing on what we don't have.
我相信，只要我们对所拥有的，哪怕是小事，拥有感激之情，而且不专注于我们所没有的东西，我们就会感到更积极。
The effects are good for our health and purifying our chi by clearing negative energy, thereby making room for more good energy.
这对我们的健康有好处，并有助于通过清除消极的能量来净化我们的气，从而为更多的好能量亮腾出更多空间。
Norbel, are you able to reduce the volume? Because I think you are probably too loud. That's why we heard all those noise. Can you reduce?
Is it my voice or the background voice or background noise?
When you speak, it's pretty loud, and
Okay.
Noise got distorted. So I think your gain is turning too high. Can you adjust your microphone?
Yeah, I'll adjust it right now.
Yeah, I think it's too much. That's right.
Okay. How's it now?
No, that's much better. Yeah, much better.
Okay. Okay. In comparison with the other paramitas, this could help with vigor and appreciating the generosity of others, may in turn inspire that same spirit in you.
与其他波罗蜜多相比，这有助于增强活力，因为欣赏他人的慷慨，可能反过来激发我们的这种慷慨的精神。
I have one last thought to share. I incorporated a reward system of rewarding a star on whoever could do full lotus and could reach the standard of holding samadhi seal and sitting properly for the full 8 minutes.
我有最后一个想法想要与大家分享。教打坐时，我纳入了一个奖励系统。假如谁能做双盘，然后正确做满8分钟的标准，就奖励他们一颗星。
Those that earn it can place it on their animal to level up. So one interesting point to notice is measuring your progress in some form or another can be very motivational, which I see in the children.
赚到星星的学生可以把它们放在他们的玩具动物身上，然后提升其等级。我发现了一个在孩子们身上有趣的特点，那就是他们竞争激烈，所以奖励系统可以起到很好的激励学生的作用。
In conclusion, learning about our attitude towards meditation, the power of gratitude when reflected, and viscerally. Hold on, I need to pause. Give me a second. I need to charge. All right, I'll continue now. Okay. So, in conclusion, learning our attitude towards meditation, the power of gratitude, when reflected and viscerally felt in the body, can become a gateway gradually towards vigor and generosity due to its uplifting quality. And measuring your progress and seeing growth can reinvigorate energy in self-improvement and cultivation practice.
总之，从我们打坐的态度的角度来看，当我们把感恩的力量反映在身体上，并有直观感受时，由于其振奋人心的品质，可以成为逐渐走向活力和慷慨的通道。衡量自己的打坐进度，然后看到自己的成长，可以让我们的自我完善和修炼实践中重振能量。
Yeah, thank you for listening.
谢谢你的聆听。
Hey, Norbel, this is Heng Sure. Hi. Hey, thank you for the talk. Would you give me some details about this class of kids you were teaching? What ages were they?
Yes, it's one class of 6th graders, which is about 6 students, and one class with 5th graders, which is actually 2 students. So
Okay.
It's much smaller, but it's almost as I teach them the same.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. So, you stretch for 2 minutes and then you sit for 8 minutes, so total 10 minutes.
Earlier in my talk I said roughly. Recently I've been telling them that like they have to sit in their posture. If they sit in the posture by the 8 minutes, then it's 8 minutes. If some of them, it takes them a little longer to adjust, it may be a little bit over 8 minutes, but it's always about 8 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you hit upon a short period for kids with their attention span? Did you try longer and it didn't work, or shorter didn't make any difference, or how did you get to like that length? I'm really interested in, in how kids can appreciate meditation.
I think how do I say? For some reason, like I think I've always started with stretching because of my own experience. I see how valuable stretching is. So like, let's say let's say I did not do stretching, then it would be like 10 minutes just straight out. But I remember one time that like I told them, we're reaching close to like we're over 8 minutes, and like they're like mentally they couldn't handle it, even though it's just a few minutes. It's like it sounded like as if they were sitting for hours and like. And now I don't tell them the time anymore, honestly, and I think I make it.
Yeah, don't put their thoughts. Don't put the clock in their head. Just keep sitting. Yeah, that's really good. Okay, let me translate for you. 我就问 Norbel， 我说为什么这么8分钟啊？还有那个申请也要生长那个身体呢？他说孩子就需要那样子，他不要一定跟他们说8分钟、10分钟多少。就不把那个时间的观念在孩子的脑海里边就做的相当的时候，那个效果比较好。Okay, that's really interesting. Would you share, had you meditated before you got to the school? Or how did you encounter meditation, and how did you wind up teaching it to young people?
How do I say? I found meditation about maybe a year before I found DRBU, and then I went to DRBU and I did the Bachelor's of Liberal Arts, and like my roots in meditation and cultivation just kind of grew So it sounded like something that's gonna be more of a staple in my life. And even before like I kind of officially started kids, I would like maybe teach on a rare occasions my sister or my brother, maybe even my friends once in a while. And it's just like guiding them on every step of the way, making like especially for stretching, making sure they don't hurt themselves.
Yeah.
And when they're meditating, like, oh, you don't block your thoughts. You don't try to block. It's just very natural. It's not like you're like doing something. So I don't know if the word is mechanical or unnatural.
Yeah, got it. I think that's really important because people, I'm doing the same thing that you're doing, but I'm doing it here in Australia. And a lot of people come and they say, oh, I'm not supposed to think of anything, right? And immediately, you know, that's not going to succeed, you know, so it's important to get kids that idea. Also, you mentioned that you reward them if they can do full lotus. I think that's super important for young people to have that experience, to realize that they can cross their legs, and it's not foreign to them. Half of the meditators who come here to Australia want chairs. And while chair sitting is fine, it's okay, but you know that the inner working of the Jing and the Qi and the Shen and those, you know, the breath and the energy and the spirit and all, that it works better when your body is locked into full lotus or half lotus. Doug Powers does half lotus. You know, he always does half lotus, and he does very well with half lotus. He can sit a long time. So to give kids that idea that this is something they can do with their bodies, that's really positive. And if they actually can't, you don't make them feel bad. You just say, you know, try it for 2 minutes, and then give yourself a promise that by the end of May, they'll be able to do 5 minutes. And then maybe by Christmas time, they can do for, you know, 15. So as much as you can encourage people to sit like the Buddha sits, you know, look at a Buddha image. This is how the Buddha sits. Oh, we can sit that way too. That's a really good foundation for their future.
Yeah,
That was my watch talking. That wasn't me. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Kids are most flexible, actually.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they can sit in photos easier than adults.
Yeah. So I'm really glad to hear that you've got this practice going. So thank you, Norbel. Thanks for asking. Let's see. Yeah, I look forward to hearing more about your meditation class later on. 我就鼓励 Norbel， 金勇师，你说。
Go ahead. There are a couple of questions for you, 师法师.
Yeah. Okay. Not for sure. Those are appropriate. Look at the chat box. Yeah.
I know there are a couple of questions I think that's worthwhile answering.
Okay, go ahead.
The first question is, there's from YouTube, said when making the transference, can we make it to more than one person and transfer to more than one person?
Mm-hmm. Certainly, you can transfer to every living being. 可以啊，你说回向给一个人吗？也可以，看你的愿力。It depends on your vows. Some people like to transfer to their family. Others transfer to people who they have harmed in the past. 冤亲债主, the debtors from the past. But the Bodhisattva on the, in the sutra transfers to everybody. Just think of it like a lighthouse sending light to all the ships everywhere in all directions. Well, think of it like a cell phone tower sending out the signal to every cell phone. That way your mind goes far. Yeah, whoever is in charge, let's make sure that you're on top of you want to block people who are trolling our lecture?
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, good, thanks. That's real life. So, okay, let's see. Jin Sure, any more?
There's another question. I think people don't quite understand the ordination. They confuse it with 出家. So can you explain that to people?
Say again.
The people who don't understand the ordination, they confuse that with 出家.
Uh-huh. Okay. So ordination is that a question in Chinese or in English?
In English, I think. Let me
Okay.
see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure whether it's
John
Chinese or-
Clemmer, who's got his hand up, type your question in the chat box. We don't take questions out loud. Type it in the chat box if you really want to ask. Okay, are you here with an honest question? If so, type it in the box. Otherwise, forget it. Come more often if you want to really ask questions. Okay. Okay. Nope. John, we don't really care about strangers. There's all kinds of folks. We have 150 people online here. No time for everybody to share about themselves. But you're welcome to come listen anytime. All right. Thank you, Norbel. We're good. Pay no attention to the trolls. Trolls are going to troll. That's their thing. So let me share my screen. And thank you, Norbel, for giving the courage to share the Dharma. Appreciate it very much. All right, let's transfer the merit. Now's the time to practice. Just like the Bodhisattvas, here we go. Especially people who crash other people's lectures, transfer their hearts as well. May every living being, our minds as one and radiant with light, share the fruits of peace with hearts of goodness, luminous and bright. If people hear and see how hands and hearts can find in giving unity, may our minds away to great compassion, wisdom, and to joy. May kindness find reward. May all who sorrow leave their grief and pain. May this boundless light dispel the darkness of our endless night. Because our hearts are one, this world of pain turns into paradise. May all become compassionate and wise. May all become compassionate and wise. May all become compassionate and wise. Okay, we'll conclude by bowing to the Buddha. Here we go. Let's bow 3 times. Bow in respect to the Venerable Master. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Heng Sure, and also Norbel.
Yeah, thanks, Norbel.
And Songway's translation as well.
Yeah. See you all next week.
Okay. Guhan, you want to introduce next week's talk?
Yeah, okay. Next week we have Lai Thing Leong. Lai Thing Leong has a MA in Mathematics Education from San Francisco State University. She holds a diploma in graphic design and advertising from the One Academy. She has been a mathematics teacher for 16 years and is currently teaching math and visual art in Thomas R. Political Middle School, Delhi City. She's a volunteer teacher teaching classical Chinese music and visual arts. She is inspired by the Avatamsaka Sutra 10 Grounds chapter, which illustrates the Bodhisattva practices.
Need someone to translate, right?
Yeah.
Chunyu, can you translate?
Okay, I can try. 那么我们下周的这位演讲者，他现在是在Delhi City 的一个中学教艺术和古典音乐，然后他同时在万佛圣城是义务老师。Sorry, that's 对不起，这是一个非常简短的翻译。Okay, I'll stop here.
Okay, I think we'll stop here today. 那我们今天就到这边为止。谢谢大家的参与，施法师还有 Norbel， 因为翻译的人是松伟，是个南校的今年的毕业生。阿弥陀佛。Thank you, Chen Yu's translation as well.